Bam. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Let's get it in. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I mean, you can't say I don't live life to the fullest, right? You watch that intro and you could see a man who's living his life by the fullest, right? Putting his 110% in every single day, pushing it to the limit. And it's because of each and every one of you beautiful people. Without each and every one of you, I'd never would be able to accomplish what I do, get done what I get done, and be where I am. Shout out to each and every one of you for being here. May God bless you all. Let's do the pour contest. Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. Let's see how high the pour can go. The key is to catch that weight on the forefront. Oh, I went through a wire. I never went through a wire. Ooh. And we put the lemon, remember, make sure not to get the coat. You don't want to have to go dry clean every time. It's going to squirt out a little bit. It's what lemons do, you know. It technically went out a little bit onto the keyboard and all over the floor. The floor is wet and you got lemon all over it. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious assets with me. That is your time. Let's go, baby. Woo! Feeling motivated. Feel amazing. Feeling fresh, man. And yeah, I mean, look at this combinations you can wear, right? Brand new shirt. Haven't worn this shirt ever on the live. New shirt. I mean, I wore it this morning, but you know what I mean. You know, with the nice vest. I got the, like, you know, this is how you keep it classy in Christmas time. You wear the Christmas vest. You know what I mean? You keep it fresh. Hold on. I just want to show the men here how to dress. No, you, like, for all the young men out there too, look, you keep it fresh. You mean old man style, right? And then you put the nice, you know, and remember, always one button when you're standing up, never a button when you're sitting. When it's 3 buttons, sometimes, always, and never. When it's 2 buttons, always and never. Don't play yourself. Let's get it in. Shout out to everybody. If you don't know what I just said, it's okay. You don't need to know until you need to know. But if you're a gentleman and you know what I'm saying, sometimes, always, and never, let's keep it fresh. Shout out to the Pocket Square lovers out there and all my lovers of life. Appreciate each and every one of you. Oh, that looks nice the way that's set. Anyway, God bless you all. You can tell I like to dress. It's fun. It's something fun to do. You know, we only live life for so long. Dressing up is what it is. You want to see the pants? Do you want to see the pants? Make sure I'm not printing. Let me see the pants. You want to see the pants? We can show you the pants. If you want the pants, you can get the pants too. I'm fresh to death. All right? That's the pants. All right? You want the butt too? No, I'm just messing around. I'm just messing around. All right? But this is the pants. All right? Make sure you're not printing, but I'm definitely, you know what I mean? Nothing, you know, nothing going on over there. So yeah, someone asked about the pants. I show them the pants. Hey, I want to know what your pants. You want to know about my pants? I'll show you my good pants, huh? You want to know what's going on over here? All right. Anyway, we're getting crazy. Shout out to everybody here on the live. We appreciate you. Let's get into what we're here for, the technical analysis. All right. Let's break it down. One thing is happening here. I'm not hearing my music, and I know why. All right. No, you don't get the underwear. I mean, what underwear am I wearing? I'm wearing, what am I wearing? don't even know what brand these are. Anyway, moving forward. I like these Penguin ones. They're my favorite. So if you want to get me a nice Christmas present, I like Penguin boxers, briefs. If you want to get me some underwear, I like the Penguin brand. All right. Someone said, someone just logged in and thought you had a back injury when trying to sit down, man. No mamas, bros, man. What up, fam? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Appreciate each and every one drop the pants. You guys are so stupid, man. Why do you have to do this to me? Smash the like. Dude gave himself a wedgie for us. All right. So look, shoulder, head, and shoulder to the downside, right? I see more downside. I see Bitcoin getting to the 3 hour 200 SMA, bouncing off this lower area at 40,700. You know, the 4 hour looked like it could get a bit of a bounce today. It had hope as it was curving, you know, and there was a bit of a flag here. We're going to break all that down and we're going to talk about it. Let's look at what we do every single Sunday night, all right, and break down Bitcoin. I'm about to show you right now. Don't worry. I was going to show you the chart. I was just getting you excited. Don't worry. We're not going back to the old times. Who here remembers when I used to go without the screen for mad periods of time? We've gotten through that. We've graduated from that. We're not doing that anymore, all right? We're not doing that again. Shout out to the 504 people on the live, 170 likes. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. Last night, I ended up being late because the boat was off, and the stream was one of the biggest streams. It was the biggest stream I ever had last Sunday night, if I remember correctly, and I couldn't believe it. What could tonight be the second biggest or the biggest stream? You never know, but it will take you guys hitting that like button to make it happen. So it takes your participation as much as it takes mine. Let's have a ball. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. When you look at the Stokes right now, look, still pointing to the downside. More downside coming. That's a down. You know, we could see a nice dump there to the downside. All right. Anyway, let's take a look at the weekly. We're going to look at the weekly close. We're going to zoom in. And we're going to take a look at what I see happening for Bitcoin into tomorrow night. Remember, I do not like heavily trading Sunday night into Monday morning. A lot of volatility. Take it easy, right? Not my favorite time to open up trades. Monday night is a good time for me. All the way until Thursday morning. That's my favorite time to trade. And then there's pockets of time inside of those times, which I like to trade as well. All right. And it's not even my favorite time to trade. I've been trading for years. Those are the best times to trade. You know, if I, basically looked at it and we took the probability of where the most money is made and when it happens the best, that's when we're going to see it. Shout out to the channel sponsors here. Shout out to iTrust Capital. We appreciate you. Only place you could roll your Roth IRA in to your iTrust Capital IRA right now and be able to buy and sell cryptocurrencies tax-free as long as you don't take the money out of the Roth IRA or IRA account. Very interesting. All right. I mean, they both have two different purposes. One's you get taxed at the beginning, and then you can get tax-free. One you don't get taxed at the end, but your contributions are also tax-free. It all depends on which way you want to go. Shout out to everybody here. Let's take a big sip of the lemon water. Let's stay hydrated. Let's decalcify the pineal gland. Get ourselves on another level. Be able to raise that frequency. Get ourselves start thinking onto a new plane. I'm up 10x with BONK, and we'll keep it for the bull run. Incognito 111. Interesting. He's not going to sell his BONK. Is that a good idea? What do you think, everyone? He's not going to sell his BONK. Is that a good idea? Is he a Chad for not selling his BONK? His BONK, said Angel 739739. People say take profits. I mean, he can do whatever he wants. I'm not a financial advisor. The thing I say he should be taking his financial advice. So whatever that person wants to do, they can do. Every time I grab this mic, I just want to, he ain't nothing but a hound dog, walking all the time. He ain't another corner rabbit, then he ain't no friend of mine. Yeah. I don't know. I get this like, it was 1959. I don't know. I just get this vibe. Sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. You guys probably don't know. You probably think I'm a weirdo. It's okay. This is why I never fit in at work. Okay. It's why I had to make my own show. I had to find my own place to be because I couldn't be anywhere else. Nobody wanted me. Nobody wanted me except you beautiful people. All right. You guys are stuck with me now, and it is what it is.
YouTube and you guys and gals, the lifers and lifettes. All right. Pants are too tight. Lots of love, man. I'll hold, especially if I see everyone bearish. Interesting. It's all about the charts for me, you know. So the weekly, we could start seeing a move back down to the 21 SMA here on the weekly. You know, every time you get really far, I mean, here you've had a massive run away from the 21. So it can continue to run, but I mean, I like that this is curving up, and it could take, you know, we could get a pullback for Bitcoin. I'm just, you know, it could happen. We could see 31,000, 32K again. There's a chance. There's a chance. Not saying it's guaranteed. Like, we're about to front run a golden cross. And there's some pretty good odds that we stay above weekly support or resistance. The main areas that we're going to put on the weekly are here and here. Let's take a look at the weekly candle. Sadly, the first red weekly candle in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 straight weeks of love. 8 straight weeks finally capped off by a red week. We would open at 43,796. The high would be 43,815. So not far from that open. The low would be 40,132. Wow. And we would close at 41,362, down $2,431.70, down 5.55%. 555 Sol. Who remembers 555 Sol? Anyone here used to wear 555 Sol? Let me know. Let me know in the comment section if you know or used to wear 555 Sol. I want to know. I want to know, and I want to know now. I've been waiting for 31K retest since we broke resistance, but so is everybody and their brother. So we'll not get it or dump through it. Thanks, Sam, for everything you do. Shout out to Wow Hen Wei. God bless you. I wonder some days if I've done enough. You know what I mean? I wake up, I'll look at the viewership, I'll look at the live, and I'm only as good as the last live stream that I've had as I itch I'm itching my ankle. You ever take your sock off, and right when you take your sock off, you have to itch that part where the sock was? There's just that, you know, that vibe. That happens to me. If it happens to you, put a 2 in the comment section. If right after you take off your sock, you always just have to itch that, and you kind of look forward to it too. You know when you take off your sock, you're going to get that little sock itch, and you're excited. You're like, oh, I'm going to do that. Like, I'm going to do the sock itch move, right? So so everybody has the sock itch. Look, everyone's putting the 2. It's just a human thing. You take off the sock, you got to do that itch. I'm just a human being like everybody else in the chat. Socky stream. So funny. And you look forward to it. You're like, oh, it's going to be the best itch ever. All right. Anyway, so the weekly could come back all the way to the 21-day. Now, we could go more sideways for that. It could, you know, lateral. But I see the lowest we could go 37,008 really for that to occur if that's what's happening. It doesn't have to happen on the weekly per se, but it's setting up like it could. The 10-day as well, the 8-day, the 7-day, they're all overbought. You know, we are getting a golden cross, but, you know, you still can get pullbacks. The daily's still entering a low zone, you know, where there could be a lot of downward momentum in this area. I want to talk about the stochastics RSI. Because I think people think, oh, above the dotted line I buy, below the dotted line I sell. It's just not that easy. It's more about the curvature of the momentum. And you want to get on the other side of the momentum. When you're down here, big dumps can happen. Like, you can enter here, and then a dump can happen when you're this low. And usually a huge dump. People don't realize sorry about the mic there. A very big dump can happen when you're in these lower areas, you know. So, again, and I'm also easy. I'm all about support or resistance. So right now, the daily, just because this is low, doesn't mean we can't go. And there's bearish divergence on the daily. That's swing up to swing up, swing down to swing down. That's a strong bearish div, in my humble opinion. Okay? Strong bearish divergence, even just from here to here, you know. That's a very strong bearish divergence. And you're getting, and your moving averages are really far apart. Whenever they get far apart, you have to start to get some type of pullback. So I know people don't want to believe it, but I see, you know, possibly a bigger pullback all the way down to 38K. You know, And it would that wouldn't be crazy to me. That would make sense. So bigger time frames are calling for a pullback. We're breaching the 21 on the daily. Once you go below, once a daily candle closes below, which it looks like this one may, go below the 21-day moving average, you're likely to head lower to the 50. And then you're looking for support and resistance areas that matter. And your next big area is 37.8. This is just what we're seeing. You know, it's not it's not like this is just the facts on the wall. Okay? So we can close this up. They were, you know, projection ideas. But so I'm seeing something like this falling wedge here for Bitcoin, you know, and I don't mean to be the bearer of bear news, and I don't like to be bearish. I'd much rather be bullish, but also I don't mind. I just want to make money. It doesn't really matter which way the market's going. I just want to be able to take advantage of the market whichever way it does go. And so I'd rather have my mindset open for probabilities in case it doesn't go the way in which I was hoping, you know, or thinking, or was biased, you know, or had a plan for. We are on a falling wedge. You would hope we could get a move out. I'm not saying I'm 100% right every time. But I've been bearish for a while. You could even see just by looking, if you go here and you check my YouTube channel, right? And I know it's crazy, but check out my YouTube channel. And even just look at my thumbnails. You know, is it time to sell? That was when things were starting to break down, right? Oh no, buy Bitcoin before this, right? Oh no, watch out. You know, just, you know, Bitcoin, huge dump coming. Make or break time. There was a key area we had to hold. We didn't hold it. You know, Bitcoin dump how low 10 days ago, right? Before the big pumps, you can see me like Bitcoin gearing up, right? Bitcoin about, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not saying every time, but a lot eerily. And sometimes I don't even notice it until I look back. And I just find eerily there's a connection between the market and these thumbnails. So, Lifer, do you think we'll fill the I don't think, man, but there's a chance we could fill the CME gap. It happens. It does happen. All right. So let me keep brainstorming here. But, you know, as we keep moving, you can see we're just entering bearish territory. RSI could go lower, you know. And we had the bearish divergence kick in. You know, once you had the bearish div, price action was going to, even after the dip back up, you were going to slowly make your way lower. This was just the reaction to the pattern forming. And usually you don't sit in limbo here. You know, there was a chance we were making this symmetrical. We broke that. We're on our way to the downside now. And then you can also say, well, that's the pattern that broke. Our measured move would be the length of the base of the triangle. And, you know, put to the test like so. I mean, that could, you know, you could be looking at a falling wedge, and even that measured move really coincides here with about 38,000, 37.5 for Bitcoin. All right. Also, every single night that we've looked at BOOKMAP, it's had so much liquidity to the downside. And look, where do we see right here? 38,000. And all the way down to 40,100 right here. And the liquidity that's the closest and easiest to get to and could gobble up price action is the one right here below us, all the way to 40K. So enter in the 4-hour time frame. Oversold, but also getting a bearish cross on the stochastics. You see that, as we talked about before. Headed lower to the downside, likely to touch this 200 SMA. Price action likes to move to the 200 SMA. Now look, flip this upside down. Tight moving averages. Where do you pump up to the... It's so likely we're going to go to the downside here. It's just, the odds are just absolutely huge. They're like, I'd say 80%. And again, I could be wrong. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance, and these are just what my indicators are telling me. But whenever I start losing the 200 SMA on bigger time frames, you know, I start headed to the next 200. So like once I lost, and it happened. I mean, once we lost the 200 SMA here on the 1 hour, and you can go back in time, and I teach my students this, and I go over this stuff all the time. So here, look, you're going to play it out. You clearly lost the 200 SMA on the 1 hour at this point. So you go to the 2 and you'd be like, all right, the next target would be the 2 hour 200 SMA. And we bounce. And you're like, okay, we bounce. So far, so good. But if we lose it, I have to be bearish. So the second, look, now we're below it. The second we're below that thing, I have to remain bearish now. All right? Now, we could reverse. It could happen. But this is the way I trade. This is the way I have programmed my mind to receive the information. And so now it suggests that we go down to the 3 hour 200 SMA. It's in waiting. That's our next stop. And usually I don't use the 3 hour. Predominantly, I just go right to the 4 hour. So it's just so likely. So then I move to the 1 hour to see if I can see a bear flag. And it's also, look, it had high stochastics earlier today, and it could not get above a previous high, right? It was making a lower high when the stochastics were curving down. Stochastics teach me all. Look, here's your high in price. You come down, you come back up, stochastics curve, and your high is lower than that high. You're going lower. This is a simple way to trade using price action and stochastics RSI. And, support or resistance really inherently, you almost don't even have to call it that because you're just seeing curvature. You're seeing price come, a lower curve in price action. See, the stochastics RSI tell you when the momentum for that move is over. And if the momentum for the move's over, but you're lower than you used to be, then you're likely going lower. Right now, Bitcoin is continuing lower as we speak. All right. You can see it made a bit of an M here on the 7. The 7's got a little bit of bullish div there. But based on the stochastics RSI, I just see more dumpage right now. So Asia is selling off right now, you know what I mean? For whatever reason, for whatever holiday, tax purposes, you know what I mean? People made a good amount of money. You have to remember too, there was a lot of people that FOMO'd in, and now they're not sure. They're like, they could be down. They're only down a little bit. They're going to sell at a loss now, right? They could be leveraged. They could be and it could be Bitcoin alone. Okay. If the Stokes can come all the way down and reset and we can hold the bullish div, there's a chance we break back up. But right now, I stay bearish for Bitcoin to about 40,474. And you can see all the reasons why I'm bearish. Same reasons I would be bullish. We broke above the 200 SMA. We just had a golden cross. We're in a flag, I'm a simple trader. Like, I just do the same things over and over again. Ample fourth, looking good. Interesting. And there's Bitcoin at 41,081 now, right? And we're just likely to continue to the downside. Let's watch these 7-minute Stokes. Just let them free fall. Price action will follow. When they eventually curve and come down, then we'll look for, that will be the reversal for price action. Shout out to the 793 beautiful souls on the live, 321 likes. May God bless each and every one of you for being here and blessing you all for jumping on in. Tonight I was with, tonight in Boston, we had an event for my mother. And, we had a bunch of her pictures up. We rented a room at a really nice restaurant near my house. Food was great. The people were great. And a bunch of people came. And, it was an amazing time. And more people than I realized. It was a room full of amazing souls. And we remembered my mom. We talked about my mom. I dressed as nice as I could for my mother, as if my mom was there. And it's so weird, man. I was my mother's baby boy, man. There was a picture of me and her as she held me, and it's it was a tough night for me personally, And there's Bitcoin free falling from 41.85 to 41.10, already in the money since I called short to the downside. I'm not trying to take look at me on the, but I'm just saying I did, I have a setup. I see the area. I can see where we're likely going to go. Let's see if we can continue down now for Bitcoin. All right. I love Christmas audio, baby. This is the dump, the 38K. We passed the wick from last Saturday night. Sell off. There you go, 28. Yeah, people scared to buy the lows. You just got to keep buying the lows, You buys the Reds candles over here. But you also want to buy supportive resistance areas. You know? Come to Papa Man all the way down to resistance here. Or down to support at 40,467. Highly likely is this what we're going to see for Bitcoin. All right. God's comfort to you and your family, my friend. Thank you. You know what? I'm having so much peace lately in my life, and it must be coming from each and every one of you. Because, you know, I'm laying in bed in the morning, and the pillows and the comforter feel like flowers and cotton, and everything is just like peachy clean and amazing, you know? And look at that. There's your free fall to the downside, and I'm telling you, since we called that short, I mean, it's been, you can obviously see it's been short, but I'm showing you the path to glory here, to the downside, right? Well, love you, brother, man. I'm so sorry for your loss. God bless you and your family. I can't wait for lower prices. I knew it was coming, so I have dry powder to buy it up over here. Yeah. We all send love and support. Thank you, Elizabeth. We love you. We appreciate you. Hey, Lifer, have you heard a coin in pre-sale called Meme Combat? I'm trying to decide if I should chance it and buy some. Shout out to Ava Juarez. I've never heard of it. Ava, you gotta, that's something you gotta ask yourself if you want to take a shot. You know. Now there's some good bullish div here. Definitely was a liquidation on BOOKMAP for sure. You can see it right there. Massive short liquidations as we bounce back to the upside. But there's still just not enough liquidity above us to get us to 43,000. So much likely that we go back to $40,000. There is a nice little bullish div here on the 7-minute. I'll be honest, but the liquidity is just too strong. I don't, again, let's find out if the divergence can beat through the liquidity. Like, can this divergence bounce us back enough, even though there's a void in liquidity and all the liquidity is below us? Funny, I tend to go on whenever there's heavy volatility, right? The last few times I've been live streaming, the weird times that I pick to go live, but it is the weekly candle. And I tell everyone to be careful on and this time. And honestly, I call this the Adam and Eve season. But look, and Adam and Eve, they don't have to have an even top. I want to bring that up. They can have a slanted basis, slanted base point. I've seen it many times. A lot of the patterns can be slanted. They don't have to be perfect. If you're looking for perfect every time, you may miss. But that's an Adam and Eve double top on the 7-minute that began this dump down. And I see more downside to my target. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's roll those dice. All the way down to 40,480. Let's go. I called it. I want it. I want the call, baby. I want the call. Defying divergence right now. A little bit of bullish div. But, not a lot of liquidity. I just don't see the liquidity. All the liquidity is to the downside right now. And, those whales want to eat. And they want to eat those whales. They want to eat those orders. And those are the biggest orders waiting. That's what I see happening. Anything could happen. But that's, the most likely scenario in my humble opinion. All right. Let me see here. I feel like I may be out of focus. Trippy, right? Trippy red, man. There we go, man. 40,009. Let's keep the Thrive alive. Now you're really in the money on the short. Is anybody in the money on a short? Is anyone in the money on a short right now? Banging on them. All right. Your parents are proud. You're a great man doing great things in the world. God bless you. Shout out to Intune. We love you. We appreciate you. And we thank you for saying such nice things. We love you, brother. I'm so sorry for your loss. God bless you and your family. Thank you. I'm in my short. Put a 1 in the comment section. Put a 1. Put a 1, yo. No, but put a 1 in the comments. Put a 1. Be like 1. If you're up in a short right now, banging on them, making gains. Shout out to all my lifers making gains. 1. Harry Williams, incognito with the triple ones. That's what you got me going. And look at all the ones making gains right now. Timmy, I've been sailing, Big Red, Raw Guy, short from 43K, baby. Future of Gaming making massive gains. And God bless each and every one of you for being here. Tree Brothers Farms, my man. God bless you, man. Thank you for being with us. Isn't that funny how I'm live now, right? You just saw me at an event, and then I'm live. It never ends. The hustle never stops. 894 beautiful souls in the live. 360 likes. But I thought if I knew 890 people are going to come through and hang out, you know what I mean? Best TA in the game all day, every day. Bounce coming. I mean, we are making a really nice bullish div. I will say that. And what it could make is the shoulder, right? The head, and possibly a right shoulder. There's a chance, you know. Italian glass. I don't know. Whatever that means. Anyway, 40,940 never stops. Hardest working man I know. Tree Brothers Farm in the house. I could see it perhaps going that weekly fair value gap between 38.4 and 39.9 would make sense and be a good little reset. A little reset for the boys over there, David. Could we get in there? 38.9, 38.4K, 38,400, eh? David Kendall thinks we could get in there. A nice little retest and a reset, eh? I get a nice little cheap prices, huh? 40,900. All right, now we break 40,000 now. We continue. There's just really no support here until my big boy area at 40,467. Can we continue the melee to the downside for Bitcoin? And as fun as this is, there's so much to talk about and so much to go over and so many new coins and interesting things to deep dive with each and every one of you. I'm excited. You should be excited. Because there's always a new coin and always something to talk about, think about, and break down each and every time, baby. May God bless each and every one of you for being here with us, and may God bless you all for jumping on in and sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. All right. It's been an amazing journey to take with each and every one of you in 2023. All right. And I just find it a blessing to be here with every one of you every day. And I thank you all for the love and the support and the care that you've given me. And it means the world to me. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if I have a moment, I want to use that moment to say thank you. So may God bless the lifers. And may we all have a wonderful 2024. May we end this year in the light that we start the next year. And may we just have an amazing time. All right. And may God bless you all. And I appreciate you all for being here. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Cup and Handy. Shout out to everybody here. Hit my target exactly. Bang. Bitcoin to 40,857 or in 923 actually, right? Bounce back to 40K. Now, you do see a nice divergence here. You know, that is a good div. It's a bullish div, right? We could now we're getting the green candle. Could start getting that reversal now. I appreciate you. Love you, Sam. God bless you. Thank you for the love, man. I love buying discount. So sorry for your loss. Thank you, Emmanuel Mankunzva. Yeah, Mankunzva. Thank you, man. Lifer, I'm so glad to have you in my life. It's been a great year. Crypto Cockatoo, God bless you too. Thank you for being super nice and appreciative. That's all that matters, is that people are caring and, you know, the feedback is real. Shout out to the 917 people on the live, 400 likes. May we get the likes up to the watchers? I would be greatly humbled and appreciated for it. Thank you so much for the love. And we'll continue to keep the pours going for you, if that's something that you like. Yep, you got to go to the forefront when it trickles down. Oh, man, I got all over my pants. All over my pants. Looks like I did something to myself now. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. What are you gonna do over here? What are you gonna do? I peed myself over here. It's a mess down there. It's an absolute mess. You know, could be worse. Oopsies. I know, right? That life for 200 SMA, baby. Love you, brother. Shout out to PS5, Future of Gaming. We love you too, man. No, not the pants. I know. And you guys made me look at the pants, and now they're just a mess. But you know what? It's time to retire the pants. I love these pants, but it's time. It's time to move on to the blues or the reds or the grays. Yeah. 7 minute looking for a reversal now off of what's called bullish divergence. Swing down on price while this swings up. Good time to take some profits off of a short. All right. Now you got two scenarios. Do you make a bear flag? And if you make a flag, then you're done. But there's a chance here you make a reversal pattern and put in a inverted head and shoulder that can then break up to the 200. Then you want to see us get above the 200 SMA. If you do that, there's chances that this thing could really run back up. If you get rejected by the 200, you could dwindle further down. And so this is kind of the path to recovery here. And this is the way it happens about 95% of the time on every asset in the world. From gold to silver to the Dow Jones to Bitcoin, you name it, this is what you're going to see. S&P futures, NASDAQ, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. All right. Everyone, if you really like the show, you want to jump on in, join the trading group, you like what you see, and you want to get more education and learn the ways of the world, jump on into CryptoLifer.com. And what you'll get in there is an amazing Discord full of so much information, a trading course already built inside, so many videos there to teach you kind of what I'm breaking down, what I'm doing, and constant daily video updates from me, and also video basically and charts from my elite. So you're going to get my charts and my video updates every single day and night, and you're also going to get the elite charts and videos every single day. So much coming at you, it'll blow your mind. So many people scanning the markets, waiting, so many shorts, so many longs. It's amazing to have that many eyes on the market. Jump on in with us today. You will absolutely love it. And and we do everything. We cover some leverage trades. We cover short scalps. There's 1 minute trades on Bitcoin sometimes. There's swing trade. There's long trades. There's day trades on the 3-day chart. There's long-term trades on the there's all sorts of setups and things that I'm looking at. There's narratives, the newest trends for the week, the ins and outs, what's happening from BONK all the way to Matic and more. Really get in. Like this coin I'm watching right now is called GSWIFT. It was hot, has retraced back, coming near the 200 SMA on that 2-hour time frame. And if I even zoom out to the bigger time frame, the 4-hour, and we could go lower. You know what I mean? I'm not saying we're ready to rock now, but I'm starting to watch it pretty closely. And when it starts to make a reversal or bounce off a specific key support zone, I'm going to know about it. I'm going to be watching it closely. And GSWIFT. Not saying it's a long-term hold for me personally, but it's definitely something I could be swing trading, and it's strong compared to most coins. Also, you want to go to the last hour and see what's hotter today. Stacks holding its own against Bitcoin in the last 24 hours, up 8% despite what Bitcoin's doing, which is interesting because it tends to move with Bitcoin. Injector Protocol still holding 31, does not care, and mind of its own. Woo Network also got busy recently. XDC was getting some pumps recently. KuCoin shares back in the driver's seat above $10, which is interesting. One of my favorite old school coins to play, and it's an amazing call because KuCoin's just a strong exchange, and that coin does well. Osmo's starting to pump again. Why is Osmo on my radar? We're going to talk about it. Osmo Jitto and the ecosystem that's attached to and what's happening. Why I like Osmo, why I could do numbers. WeMix, also something on my radar that continues to be strong. Caspa back to 10 cents to the Caspa people taking a bit of a dump, but it's okay, In for the long haul for Caspa. It had to eventually pull back at one point. Really only down 30% from the highs right now, but we'll see what happens to Caspa. Phantom also pretty strong, in my humble opinion, at 39. Only down 2.2% in the last 7 days. And that also wants to kind of make me run over to Crypto Bubbles and take out Crypto Bubbles and take a look at what's happening there too as well. And I'm just an OG in the space. And so in the last hour, really nothing up but Stacks and Woo Network. In the last day, same thing. STX really holding it down in the last week. ICP, Osmo, Woo Network, Kuji, BGB, Bonk, HNT, Celestia, TIA, and Injective Protocol really holding it down on the week. And of course, STX. Let's talk about STX real quick too as well. The hottest game at the present moment, the hottest coin right now at the present moment in time. I had a setup for it. It looked it kind of looked somewhat similar to Bitcoin, but a lot tighter, right? My target for it is 150. What a big, beautiful move out of STX to the upside there. About 8% gains for STX, okay? And I've been looking at STX ever since it's been in this giant kind of Adam and Eve double bottom too as well. Likely making a bigger move. And it's got cup and handle vibes to me. But nice green candle for STX. Big move. And this is ordinal connected. You know, chance Bitcoin went down, making ordinals cheaper in a way, if you think about it. And maybe people jumped into some ordinals using XTX. It pumped the price. You know, I'm just going through the ecosystem of why ORDI and some ordinals. Now, did ORDI pump too as well? You know, you want to do some due diligence onto that ecosystem and see what's happening. Like, did ORDI also pump? No, ORDI did not pump as well. It just STX had its own little thing. You know? Interesting. ORDI actually back, you know, looking like most things pumped out and got back inside the pattern. You know? I sold most of my bigger positions and tethered back up. You know, either for break even or a slight gain. You know, last night when I looked at the market, I said, to me, I said, I'd rather wait for it to break out, miss a pump, and get in, you know, at something lower. I said, I don't have to, these positions aren't have to be positions. You know, when I swung trade out and got myself back into about 40 grand into tether last night. And now I'm tethered up, waiting for, waiting for just watching Bitcoin too. I want confirmation, you know. So far, so good. We did get a bounce that we are somewhat expecting from the bullish divergence after the wick to the downside here. You know, how much lower can you go? You had low stochastics. You curved here. But again, now you have resistance at 41,200. You must get back above that or remain bearish, right? And I'm just projecting a bear flag here. But we want to see is the inverted head and shoulder. Now let's take a look at what this means on the bigger time frames. Because I'll get so deep into the smaller time frames and the dumpage, and then like forget kind of where we stand on the bigger time frame. So I mean, yeah, we're in a bigger top, bottom, top, and this is a high, this is a low, this is a lower high, which would tell me we're going to put in a lower low below this low. Which would make sense. We're going to come down to this area, 39,000, 39.4, and that's also where all the liquidity is. So these things, you know, basically go hand in hand, and they make a lot of sense, right? So I'm not saying they're guaranteed to happen, but they're definitely things that we have to pay attention to, right? And, you know, I'm a trend guy. Once the trend begins to break, I listen. You know, if we had stayed in a beautiful uptrend and continued our thing like we would have been in, there'd be nothing to really worry about. Low, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high. You know what I mean? You can see clearly here that the trend, I can see clearly now the trend is gone. I can see that Bitcoin is going down. Sorry, that's horrible, right? But that, you know, remember that? I don't know if you remember that movie, Cool Runnings. Remember the bobsled team from Jamaica? I don't know. Anyway, John Candy, I don't know. Who here remembers the movie Cool Runnings, or who here thinks I'm old as maple syrup? Cool Runnings was a good movie. I thought it was good. Hola, Kenny. Shout out to everybody here. Hola. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Hola. Shout out to Sin City. AJX buy. We both bought at 18. Let's go. Hodl, baby. Hodl. AJX continuing to grab that thing. Visit the new amazing Crypto Lifer website. Thank you for saying that. That's super nice of you to say. Yeah. What I also really like is MEXC. MEXC is the place to be. MEXC is where I make all my futures trades, where I make all my spot holds, where I get in, get out, where I swing trade. And I like to attach MEXC to my alt trading account. And that way I'm able to get in and out whenever I want. No, you know, and I can also attach my KuCoin to my MEXC account. I can attach my Bobby. I can attach any account to my MEXC account. And have access to them 24/7 at the same time. and be able to trade 2 exchanges at the same time. Not every coin has API access. Some coins you have to be boots on the ground. It happens, but most of them do. But this has 0 spot maker and taker fees, 0 future maker fee, and 0 3% taker fee. And I know I sound like a broken record when I tell the story, but I bought $5 grand worth of Bitcoin on Binance US. When I did the math, I ended up overpaying by $450. They overcharged me the price, number one, and they charged me like a $300, $400 fee. Had I just bought USDT Tether with my $5 grand, sent it to Mexi, bought it here for 0 spot maker and taker fee, and then sent it back to my hardware wallet, I would have been able to buy it without paying a fee at all. But I got gypped and paid a massive amount. So I just want to talk about that and break down how, even if I was buying spot and hanging out, Mexi would be the place to be. Open up an account to Mexi, check it out, compare it to your exchange, see what's happening, see what people say about it. We have over 800 traders in my trading group that absolutely love it. And it's been an amazing experience. So check out their futures account too, an award-winning user experience. Other perpetual futures if you trade futures. If you don't trade futures, please stick to learning how to trade. I didn't trade leverage until I had traded for like over 10 years spot. No lie. Until I traded over 10 years. And even now, I still trade a lot of spot. You know what I mean? I don't push myself to do things just because other people are doing it. All right. So, I mean, regardless, this is a good bullish div, but you know, when you're down, you're down. And when you're bearish, I don't care how good the bullish divergence is, you will continue lower. And so right now, I'm a pattern trader watching these patterns, you know. And yes, we could easily make the inverted head and shoulder. That's the only way, one of the only few ways out of here. We could also continue in a bear flag. And remember, we started with my target down here at 40,487, and that's what we want. We want 40,487. Remember, you are in the money if you started the short when I kind of started talking about even just shorting the market. We were already short. I'm not trying to say I did jump on the bandwagon. I'm not trying to say I made the greatest call. I've made and the reason is I've made way better calls. Okay, today I was preoccupied with the death of my mother and the video, and so I wasn't staring at the charts this afternoon. So when I showed up today, I couldn't be like, and here we go, and that's okay. I gave myself that moment. That was my time. At least I had to give myself some time. I don't take much time off away from the trading group and away from my job. I believe if you're going to pay to be in my trading group, I owe it to you to grind every single day. And every day there's someone new joining the group. And that's why people say, why did you take a day off? I'm like, because every day is a new day for someone. And I'm working for you. I want you to understand, learn, and get yourself to another level. I was able to do what I want with my life. You should be able to do what you want with your life. I get to show up and do YouTube and wear fun suits all day and have fun. It's my dream. I get to live my dream. Then why don't you get to live your dream as well? So I want to educate you. And if you're here, I want to give you as much as I can inside of the time period that I'm here. All right. So I'd watch the 7-minute, honestly, and I'm still more bearish for Bitcoin. Now you have to get back above 41,200 to remain bullish. 41.2, and you're at 40,009. I mean, you're still struggling. So I would expect more downside for BTC. I would expect more downside, personally. I really would. Okay. First target is 40,479 for Bitcoin. And I'm sticking to it. All right. Any requests real quick? Can I jump on into any requests that anybody is asking about? Thanks, Lifers, for the EMA lines. Pull back to 40,700 incoming. Do the best thing and invest in yourself. Join the 99 and take the class offered. It's life-changing in so many ways. Your future self will thank you. You're the greatest, brother. No, you're the greatest. Servando Estrada, I am. That's super humble for. I mean, I can't. God bless you, man. Thank you. That's very nice. One of the best channels on YouTube. Thank you for saying that, Mr. Buy the Dip. We love you. Thank you for teaching me that inverted cup and handle. It played out on the 1 minute big time. You're the most amazing person ever. Love you, man. Shout out to the PS5 Future of Gaming. We love you, and we appreciate you, man. Thank you. Sats and Rats, baby, right? That's what it was. Could it still be? Best TA in the game. Lifer Adam, we love you, and we appreciate you. And I appreciate all these comments, and I really do, and you people are showering me with love. But we got to do it. We got to do it every day, every single day, and I can be better, and I will be better, and I'm going to push myself. I'm going to push myself. Can you take a look at TRB? Yeah, you know what? I'm also somewhat interested in TRB, and let's talk about the fan funding. that came in today. A little holiday love to you, my brother. Shout out to Earl Harris. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Glenn Epps, Sam, last stream I asked you to look at PONK briefly, and you did. Thanks. It didn't look interesting to you, but I'm wondering if it looks better now. All right. So it probably did a huge pump, right? Let's take a look. And now we'll remember your next, the next thing you give us. Wow, it's up huge when I look at the charts, right? So PONK and Solana, is this the sole address though? Let me see. I just want to see if we can even get it on Deck Screener. Yeah, I sold my AVAX position. I sold a lot of coin. I wanted to make sure I had, I could see a bigger dump coming. I was going to sit there and just hold through an entire dump, So wrap Solana. That's interesting. Okay. Ripping. This thing is ripping. And you heard it here first. PONK. I mean, PONK, right? That's what I love about my channel too, is like I don't have to, I used to think I had to have all the answers, and I do. I have to have most of the answers. But me just showing up every day too and letting other people intermingle with each other and learn from each other and becoming a hub and an intermediary between the masses is also a beautiful job, right? And that's a side product. That's not my whole facilitation, but that's a side product of what we do here, right? And that's another reason why I think the channel continues to grow. We have thousands of people here because it's not just me anymore. And when you show up every single day, everyone, the consistency creates that. It's like we're a store that is going to be open at a certain time every single day. So people love that and respect that. And you know why people respect that? And they come and they show us love and they show us information too. Through that respect, they give us a lot of information. And, things continue to grow. So look, 378% since he first asked about it, possibly on the 16th. Yeah, it's been a day. Up 3x since he told us about PONK, or maybe 161, but, Shout out to you, my man. PONK continuing to rip too. Look for more consolidate. If it consolidates again, I might even just take, And that's on Radium, everyone. And I can teach you. And I'm going to make a video about it very soon where I'm going to go through the whole entire idea. All right. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, we're going to go to Radium. Well, I'll go here, radium.io. You launch the app. You get yourself what's called a Phantom wallet, a PH, or I believe you could even use the Brave browser wallet. Yeah, they got Solana right there. Interesting. So they got the Brave browser. Your Solana account would come up. You connect. Bam. So look, you could get the Brave browser, get the Brave wallet, right? Install your PIN, get all that fun stuff done. And then, this is awesome. And then you could, sell Solana for Ray. Or I'm sure you could go right to PONK. Say you had Solana and you wanted to go to PONK. You'd hit this arrow. You'd go back to PONK, okay? You'd copy the PONK address. You'd paste it in here. There it is, boom. You confirm. And yeah, you could do so you could buy Solana on Coinbase. Get yourself a Brave browser. Open up a wallet on Brave. Send it to this Solana address here. Click Solana. Send it to your Solana ad. Hit continue. It'll give you a deposit, Solana or SPL tokens. That will be fast. When you press send at your Coinbase wallet, it'll be here fast. Like usually under 20 seconds. Like Solana is just boom. And then you could just swap Solana for PONK, you know. And someone 3x'd their money doing that yesterday. Interesting, right? So anyway, just, you know, going over some ideas here of how to access these ecosystems, because a lot of people don't know how, they're afraid. And when I do stuff like this, I do it for $5-10. Like when I first ever did a swap on a decentralized exchange, I used like $5 bucks, $10, like, you know what I mean? Then I did it again for $5 or $10, 20. After like 10 of those for $5 or $10, I got comfortable. Then I raised it to 50, 60. Then thousands of things later, you know, you're super comfortable and it makes sense to you, you know? So just, you know, everyone tries to do these things and, you know, you don't eat a whale. You don't eat whales at all. They're endangered, but you don't eat an elephant. I mean, you don't eat an elephant. Why did they eat an elephant? You shouldn't be, but you know what I mean? You don't eat something really big, one bite, you know, with one huge bite. You know, I just botched that entire thing, but, you know, fool me once, fool me twice. You can't fool me 2 times. I love that line. It's like, everyone knows the saying, fool me once, it's your fault, it's my fault, man. Fool me twice. You can't fool me 2 times. You can't fool me twice now. You know what I'm saying. I think that was George Bush, man. It was that was, his whole run was ridiculous. It was so funny, man. I mean, it wasn't funny. It was horrible, but shout out to, again, though, and appreciate everybody here for the love. The Crypto Lifer belt. You can see the logo there with the little logo guy, Crypto Lifer. Sam Price looks really nice in the logo. But God bless you guys. Thank you so much to the team and you know, everyone that voted. And we really appreciate it. We really, really appreciate it. Much love. Wow. Dan, let's go. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Amen. Fear has no existence in the realm of submission and belief in God. You know what I mean? Amen. 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 Shout out to Ragsy, man, and shout out to everyone in the space that puts their mind at you know, it's funny, I was talking about this movie today. All right. Makes people laugh, man. A lot of people like that movie, man. It's like silly. My kids love it. All right. So look, we're making this flag. We're still inside this flag on the 1 minute time frame. Trying to slow boat this, you know, move back up. Attempting to create that movement. Again, to me, it's all about support or resistance. You got to flip 41,002 to even be considered somewhat bullish. That's like the beginning stages of like, that's like mouse bullishness. Then you can get to cat, then dog bullishness, you know, whatever you want to do, you know, move up on the chain. But, you know, I'm bearish until you can get back above key levels, right? So, Crypto Ace 33, we love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for becoming a member. That's amazing. Another member, PS5, Future of Gaming. Thank you. We appreciate you up there, guys. We see you. And, wow. Thank you so much for jumping on in. Crypto Cockatoo. And who was the awesome person that gave those memberships? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Shout out to Vitality Me, gifting 10 memberships. You're the man. Sync, cause newish, not on CMC, but on Coin Get Go. Sam, last stream I asked you about PONK briefly. Amazing, Glenn Epps, you nailed it. And next time you ask, we're gonna look. You've earned the right of approval now. See, that's what's happened here, right? Through that interaction, we've gotten to know a little bit about you, and you've given us a little bit about us, you know, about you. Activity in the stream will make you more likely to receive gifted. Shout out to our man Glenn Epps getting those gifts. When I look at Bitcoin on the weekly, it looks totally possible for it to come down to retest that massive support at 31.8. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. How do I become part of the trading group? It's super simple. Right here in the comment section that's highlighted, you hit cryptolifer.com and then you hit the join button. Join today. You want to join a cryptocurrency, email cryptolifers@gmail.com and we will take you and we'll take you in and you'll never be back, you know. And we will take you in and we'll take your cryptocurrency order if that's something that you want to do. All right. But we do that. We do. It always feels funny when I say do. Like, I don't want to say doo-doo. You know what I mean? But we do also do that. That's, you put the also in there, right? But we do also do that, so you don't end up saying doo-doo. But we do that. But we do that. But you said doo-doo. Yes, I do. I do. But you said doo-doo. Yes, I do. Say doo-doo. Yes, I do. Say doo-doo. I'm sorry. We all do. We will fill the CME gap this coming week. You never know. Anything is possible for Bitcoin. But it will show us where it's going to go and what's going to happen on the smaller time frames, and they'll bleed into the bigger ones, and moving averages will be lost or broken. And that's kind of where we stand. Because the 200 is so close to price action and we're dipping, also tells me we're likely to go lower. How you interact with the 200 SMA tells me a lot about where price action is likely going to go. When it's further up, we bounce up to it. It gives us the space. When it's closer, we usually, like this, when this gets close, we're usually going to pump to the upside and continue the flag. Same thing here for the move down. I'm strong on my focus here for Bitcoin to 40,482. After that, we'll see what happens. But then it also, showing me that it does want to go lower than that too at one point. But I like to take it one step at a time. But my next level, and I'm sticking to it, is 40,476 for Bitcoin. I'm not really into this bounce right here. To me, it's just doing what it has to do, which is making a pattern. It can't do whatever it wants. It has to make some type of pattern. Shout out to the fan funding Earl Howard, Glenn Apps, Mythic OG, asking about Sync. 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 Let's take a look at Sync here. And remember, I don't go overly crazy when things are slower, Oh, Sync is newish. Oh, yeah, he said it's on CoinGecko. And remember, we are just fighting 35,000. And now everyone's stressing that we might have to test 38K. Like, it's like everyone's freaking out about 38K. But like, wasn't it just less than about 2 weeks ago, we were fighting 35K, and there was an idea that we would not go to 35,000. All right, what is this? This is this side. Why is it doing that? Still a little bit, but whatever. We'll figure this all out in a bit. Might even just be the angle, Anyway, you talked about Syncus. I keep getting Sync Network. I got Sync Network. Up 18% today. And climbing high. Biloxi and Uniswap. I like when there's a link to a live chart. I'll take it. Gecko Terminal. Interesting. It's a new place. Like, it looks very similar to, Deck Screener. Oh, this thing looks like a rug, man. No? Yeah, I don't know. I'm moving on. MovingOn.com. Yeah, I'm not touching that no more. Not no more. I ain't touching that no more. Croak Mom. Look at these coins, man. Brett Solana. Brett's hot. What is Brett? Bonka? K-pop? Is that QAnon? Or no, OXAnon? Kimbo, Baby Bit, S Pepe, Jesus, 98%. Jesus on Soul. Baby Bonk. So funny. Wow. Bonk mass like Christmas, Bonkmas. This is crazy. Gronk boy. Insanity. And a nice site that I used back in the past, but started using again. And it's fun is, was it CryptoRank.io? I like this site. This site's hot. And it just kind of gives you what people are talking about, what could be trending. And it coincides a little bit with what we're looking at, So most visited coins in the top 7 days. You know, baby Dogecoin. Interesting, didn't get the love in the past 7 days. You know, for being so visited. Top 20 current searches in the last 7 days only gives you 1 coin. It's pretty weird. If possible, could you show how to get coins onto a Trezor? I have the safe 3, but only seem to get ones on the suite. Have trouble. Much love. I mean, that's the thing. Trezor doesn't have access to a lot of the coins. If it's not an ERC20 token or a Cardano token, then there's a chance that you won't, you know, any ERC20, if it has an ERC20 address, like if you go to CoinMarketCap, and like, let's just say you type in, you know, Uni's an easy one, but Uniswap, right? And you go down and you see that, look, it has Ethereum address. That means it's ERC20. And that means you send it to the Ethereum address on your Trezor, and it will show up in the token section of your Trezor, right? If it's not on ERC20, the sad thing about Trezor, it will not have a lot of access, you know. You mind doing a mini deep dive on Seamless Seam? It's like an Aave for Coinbase. Base chain for Coinbase chain. Seam, interesting. Never heard of it. Thank you for giving us Seam. And you know, if Coinbase does hot, the actual stock too, and if Coin itself does well, you know, you could say this is a nice play on Base too. Now the Base is up and running a little bit. They even have it on MEXC, so we'll take a look at it. Google released, you know, let's see here. The governance token of the Seamless protocol paved the way for modern DeFi with an easy-to-use decentralized lending and borrowing protocol offering both over and under collateralized loans. The protocol is entirely community-governed and permissionless, with no investor, public, or private sales, raising the bar of decentralization. Who are the contributors to Seamless protocol? Advisors for Aave, Coinbase, Uniswap, Certic, Maple, Ampleforth, and GameStop, and more. I mean, some people that seem to have a pretty invested, you know, wanted to win and have money in other places. Keep an eye on this one. Really need to do some research and see if there's any upcoming events that would produce growth. Coinbase to list Seam. This news and published on CoinTech Pro 10 seconds ago, December 11th. All right. And is it on Coinbase? It already is now. And so it just came out, $8. Market cap 125 million. You know, only 14% of the self-circulating supply is out. That's something you got to think about. Okay. It's got an Ethereum address and a base protocol address. Okay. And it's also on. And see, that's the thing about MEXC. I don't know how they do it. And that's why hats off to them. But you'll just find them having the coins on the exchange that you never thought they would. You know, I don't know how they do it. I really don't. Right. So here we type in SEM, USDT, and we should be getting the MEXC chart here for Seamless. So obviously it came out, hit the exchange, got sold off immediately. And it's attempting to find its way. It's at a very bottom period, right? Nothing we can really look at here. It would tempt me to look at here and paste in the contract address, which I also grabbed there, if you can see, on the low. So same thing. It looks very similar on Uniswap, okay? A buy-in and just a sell-off, a massive sell-off. Could it be the time to get in? I mean, to me, this is now risky. Charts that even pump and have, you know, some more consolidation look better to me than this. And look, 333 right when I look. I just love it. But anyway, you know, you're not chasing the top. It would have to be something I believe in. You know, there's somewhat of a narrative here. Enough for me almost to believe in, to buy into it. This is something I'd put $1,000, no more than $1,500 of my money in long term and see what happens. And if I see it as strength and it starts to grow, then I'd maybe build it into a $5,000 position. You know, am I buying any of this? No. Do I have a little bit of FOMO for it? Slightly, because this could definitely be the absolute bottom because you're in a curvature and that's usually how you bottom out. At the same time, am I going to FOMO in or think about it if I don't get in? No. Can I handle never buying this? Yes. Can I walk away and just move on? Yes, of course. Is that what I'm probably going to do? Yes. Right now it is. Could that change? Anytime. I'm open-minded, but right now I'm not getting in. All right. Syncus, not Sync Network. Syncus. Yeah, I know. I typed in Syncus. It didn't come up. We went over this. Am I right? Did I spell it wrong? Syncus. Maybe I did. Thank you. Wow, up 147%. And thank you, because I don't want to miss something that you could be spot on. The lifers are spot on and interesting people that come out with awesome stuff. So thank you, my good friend. And thank you for being persistent. Wow, this thing came out of nowhere and just absolutely ripped. Up 474% and still holding gains at this point, right? To me, the RSI and the stochastics work on everything because they're momentum. Wow. Yeah, the 1 hour is really all you have to go on this. 15 minute in the 1 hour, but the 1 hour suggests that this thing may not be done. Maybe on your way to consolidating and then getting another bigger pump. This is extremely high risk, everyone. I personally am not getting into it. If I was, I would say, hey, I think I'm going to jump on in. You might even see me buy it live. I do a lot of that. But I'm personally just going to sit on the sidelines here, you know, and let this thing do its thing here. But I'd like to see it consolidate. If it consolidates nicely, I would watch this if someone was interested in it. And there's a possibly 100% gains coming. But wow, I mean, the lows have been blown away. But it's brand new too, and there's no telling where this thing could go. And it's also could get rug pulled, and it's also very high risk. So be very careful. All right. And I'm not even jumping on it. All right. Yeah, Filecoin has had a lot of buzz on it. And so, look, we're just filling out this flag so far. Nothing has changed for Bitcoin continuously in the sideways price action. And nothing has changed. All right. Man, when I tell you how much I miss my mom or how much she goes through my head throughout the day, man, it's tough. I'll be honest. But I keep my head up. I keep my head on. But wow, what a beautiful woman she was. I'm going to stay focused and amazing. She was a teacher, you know. She taught reading recovery. Kids that fell off. Shouldn't say. Kids that had a hard time, you know, learning how to read. Now, I really wanted Filecoin to hold this level. But when Bitcoin tanks, it takes everything down. I want to talk about that. I don't care how good the level looks, how amazing everything has been setting up. Once Bitcoin goes down, everything gets taken to the downside. Not everything, but, you know. And look, you're not at the lows you were at just last week on the 12th, right? 5 days ago. You're not revisiting, you know, I'm just saying. And that's why people have to put things into perspective too. Yes, we got a pullback, but these are just great opportunities to gobble up coins that matter at the right prices. You know, take advantage of these moments. Months from now, we'll look back on these days and be like, man, these dips were the times. You know, these were the times. And again, you have to have conviction, believe, and have a long-term plan. If you don't have those things, it's going to be very hard to tackle this market because they're going to be able to take advantage of you emotionally if you don't have a long-term plan. All right. Doesn't mean you can't swing trade and day trade and take advantage of you know, short-term opportunities, but you can't be shaken off the tree so easily, you know, if that makes sense to you. So Filecoin broke out, broke back inside, eventually did get this consolidated move, bit of a cup and handle, broke on out. We're looking for the retest. We're looking for it to stay above some key levels of support or resistance. We're looking for it to stay right above this level right here, really. Resistance here, get a bounce. 4 hour time frames resetting, can it hold? So that's what you're looking to see, if the 4 hour can hold this level, if the 1 hour can hold this level. Pattern is horrible, right? Chart's not amazing, bit of a falling wedge. It's the best you get right now. If it can break back up, you know, if it breaks back inside the pattern, you know, and I even have to kind of cheat it here a little bit, because if I bring it back inside, I mean, we have nothing going on. So I'm looking for, you know, attempt to hold one of these key levels here, or possibly the top of the pattern, which also is another, you know, if it slips a little bit, could coincide with about 488. I'm not in love with this though, and when people were all about it just last week, I wasn't above it. But, you know, it is consolidating nicely. If you look at it up, consolidation, low, high, higher, low. And that is putting it in the driver's seat for a move back to the target here at about 720. From 513, that wouldn't be too bad. all right, for Filecoin. But I'm watching it closely, and it's not my cup of tea at the present moment in time. Shout out to the $27 in chat revenue. Shout out to the likes. Maybe get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you for the love. All right. And that is all. The people that are giving love, just Earl Harris, Glenn Epps, Mythic OG, D-Dubs. We looked at Filecoin, Kyle Vero, DYOFR, and Mythic OG. And God bless everybody here that came in and gave love. We appreciate that more than you would ever know on a Sunday night. All right. Shorter Luna, leverage all the way. God bless you, man. Super chat, Seam, and we took care of the super chat. I sold everything last week, and I've been accumulating alts this past hour, just grabbing them up. Amazing. Amazing. So that's going to kind of, rest assured. So we're watching this flag accumulate, and so far, so good. And that's going to be our next short entry for the target that I'm sticking to at 40,467. Okay. It's 2:30 and I'm here for the lifer. Can you check NTRN, please? You know what? Because it's so late and you said you're here for the lifer, God bless you. NTRN. And from my brother from another mother from across the globe, thank you for the love. So wow, Neutron just continues to pump. I put it out in this little flag here. It bounced, went down there, which is kind of, but then continued to pump. Does Neutron have it in us? And this beautiful bull pennant? I mean, that's such a beautiful bull pennant. Does Neutron have it in it to continue to the upside? Let's take a look. Let's get rid of the 5-day. Let's get rid of the moving averages for now. I mean, the daily's so spent, and you got some bear. You're starting to kind of bring in some bearish div possibly. You're away from the 21-day moving average. I pull a fib, and what we're looking at is we got to get back to the 21. Basically the 618, the 0.618 Fibonacci resistance level support, really. And we might. The previous support coincides with the 786. So I would be honing in on 73 cents, and the daily's oversold. The thing that could stop that is if maybe you make a flag here on the smaller time frame, like the 4. And it gets higher risk every time the daily gets more and more extended. See, these flags were cool here, here, and here. This 1, 2, 3 flags you played because at that time, the daily was low and pushing to the upside with momentum. You were also close to the 21 and you began your rip. But as the daily gets extended, it gets more and more, risky to trade the 4-hour flag. It does. I've seen it in my lifetime play out. I've personally done it. I've played a 4-hour flag when the daily's spent, and I've made my gains. But I have a better high probability of waiting for the RSI to come down, waiting for price not to chase. Look how the 21's curved, and you're likely going to come back down into these key Fibonacci zones between 73 and 87 cents. All right. And I went over to see him already. GF Burke, we love you and we appreciate you. All right. It's funny, STX and Alex both ripping. Remember, STX also getting that love, but Alex went to the target at 33. Can you believe that? And if you look at the 4-hour now, the 4-hour is aggressively curving on the stochastics and still inside of a flag. And back up, attempting to get back above the 200 SMA. And it's like a narrative, if ordinals are hot and things are ripping, people are going to be using Alex and Alex Labs. And if people are using it, it's going to create a movement. It has utility. And that's why, utility matters to me. I call these uptrending or ascending cup and handles. Your cup is a movement, you have obviously a higher cup on the right side. Almost a half a cup of handle, 2 in a way we used to call them. But that looks like it's going to move. So once I see that looks good to me, I don't chase. I mean, I've chased before and made money, but it's faux pas and it's not a good look. The best idea now is to follow. I like the 5 or the 7. Sometimes I can miss though, because it could continue to pump here. But at one point, I'm going to flag out and come back to the 21. And I learned this on the small time frames. And then once I saw that it happened in the 5, I tried it on the 1 hour. Once it happened on the 1 hour, I tried it on like the 4 hour, right? Then I kept testing it and it kept working out. And there's your move to the downside for Bitcoin. Likely going to start soon. But what happened was I kept looking at the weekly, and I had tested it on every time frame. And at this point, the weekly, if I go back in time, looked just like when I was trading the 5-minute. It had pumped high, but was away from the 21. And when everyone said we were going to 100K, I was like, but we have bearish div on the weekly time frame. I said, and we're away from the 21-day moving average. I said, I teach my students this on every time frame, and I'd never back tested on the weekly. But I knew it played out on the daily. I knew it played out on the 4-hour. And so I said, by golly gee, oh my, if it was right on the 15 and it was also right on the 4, then what's right on the 4 has to be also right on the weekly. Because time can't lie to you. You know what I mean? Like, I started making these logical assumptions, you know? And through those logical assumptions, I started putting together my own science with the TA. It was TA, but it was my own little science too. And I said, man, you know, we have to come back to the 21-day moving average. And I called the top here for Bitcoin. And lo and behold, where did we go? But price went right back to the 21. And remember when I called BLZ going back and many other calls, you know, remember Acropolis when I was like, watch it dump down to the 21. Simple. We're just going to trade coins. We're going to pump, we're going to get into coins, watch them pump, sell close to the top, near the tops. Then we're going to wait for the bearish div, the space for the 21, and then short the coins on the bigger time frames back to their 21-day moving averages. And this is a sauce that you could replay on almost anything in the world over and over again. All right? You can go to any asset. You can go to Tesla right now if you want. Right? And, you know, just a more popular idea on the stock market just to help people understand. And, you know, when you pumped here and got extended from the 21, I mean, that was when price action was going to have to come back. You're too far from the 21. You have to come back. This is what I would tell everyone. Look, your Stokes are high, right? There should be, look, there's bearish div there. I haven't even seen it, but I almost guarantee there's bearish div. There it is. Swing down and swing down. Well, that swings up. Rising wedges break down 68% of the time. So you have a pattern that breaks down 68% of the time. You have bearish divergence. You have overbought stochastics RSI. You have overbought RSI, right? And you even have like lack of bullish momentum in the MACD, really. And you're away from the 21-day moving average. Price action very likely coming back to the 21, losing it. And then, right, you pull a Fibonacci from wick to wick. And where should you be coming? With the 786. This one you went to the 886. But look, the 786 was still a perfect entry. Now, this is the sauce over and over again, but you can place it on any, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't care what I'm trading. I can see the sauce, right? I can always see the sauce. So now we could still be double bottoming. You have to heed the fact that we bounced there. As long as we don't lose this, we could bounce off the 3-hour 200 SMA. I just usually don't toy with the 3-hour. I'm usually going from the 1 hour to the 4, and it's likely when we're bumping, we're going to dump all the way to the 4-hour 200 SMA. It's just very likely to me. And we're going to see 39,975. But only time will tell, and I'm toying with the 1 minute to show you what happens when it happens. Okay. I expect 8 soon. I expect this 9 to turn into an 8 very soon. Okay. And there's your move to the downside out the flag that I tracked for you. And I do this all the time, and I don't mind doing it. And I love doing it. All right. Okay. And so I don't go hard on altcoins on Sunday night into Monday. Even when the market's pretty crazy, I don't go too hard. It's heavy volatility, right? We do see some good opportunity in the 3S tokens. Back on KuCoin, we can play 3S again. Thank you for being who you are and helping us in the greatest time we achieve thank you for being you, who you are, and helping us in the greatest time. We achieve what all you taught us from the years. You are the universe that surrounds us all. PS5, future of gaming, we love you, we appreciate you, and that is the nicest thing anyone could ever say about me. Thank you. Okay. Remember when I said this would turn into an 8 very soon? What happened? It turned into an 8 very soon, right? Remember when I told you this was going to dump? What happened? Remember when he started on the 7 and I was telling you we were on our way? On our way, down, 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 down. I can't stand being right all the time, especially when it's about a dump for Bitcoin. But, you know, I trade it simple and show you how to do it simply too. Don't reinvent the wheel. Just trade what you see, not what you feel. All right. Seam was a super chat. Yeah, I thought we did it already though. Like, we already did it, no? Like, we talked about seamless. I went over seam already. I don't know. Yeah. Did you say KuCoin? I thought us Americans could not trade on KuCoin anymore. No, not with an RNSID. Get yourself an RNSID today. All right? And get yourself back on KuCoin. And stop playing yourself. All right? And, you know, do what you got to do to make it happen. All right? The Palau ID. KYC on the best exchanges around the world. Get back on KuCoin and dominate the markets. Bang, bang, bang. Yeah. No. No grandfathered account needed. It is what it is, baby. And there we go. And I expected this to happen to my target. Let's go. Who's up in the money right now? Bang, bang, bang. You taught me to buy that red. Always works. Love you, bro. Shout out to PS5, Future of Gaming. We love you. Did they bring back the 1 year? I don't know what he means by that, but possibly. I don't know. New baby, just looking to change my life. Can you look at ALETHEA Artificial Intelligence? ALETHEA. ALETHEA. Protecting companies from disinformation. Is this what it is? No. I'm just, you know, the party with my mom, you know, just the grieving. And it just almost felt like I was there but not there. You know, you ever be somewhere and you feel like you're not in your body? And I'm watching all the people and everyone's talking and I'm just like. Now I found this new coin, ALI, that I've never heard about. Artificial Liquid Intelligence. It's on BitGet, Get.io, all different places. Might have found something cool here. Artificial Liquid Intelligence. ALI, right? Bitcoin to 60K, resistance levels for ETH. You feel like a shade. Yeah. You feel like a shell in those moments. Like a vessel. Yeah, for sure. Can you repeat how you trade on KuCoin? I don't understand. Yeah, I got an RNSID. Go to RNSID. Get yourself an ID and then KYC with the ID. Pretty simple. Tomorrow is Monday, baby. Yeah. What do you think about Sats Cardinal? I mean, anything could happen. I don't even know, though. Could you repeat how you trade on KuCoin? I did, yeah. Everyone, I am losing steam. I am running out of energy. I got to get ready and set up for tomorrow. Get out of this, sir. Get out of this tie. I've been in a tie since this morning. But may God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate you all. And I appreciate you all for being here. I see Bitcoin continuing. You know, eventually it's, we get strong enough divergence, we can get a bounce. But when you're getting dumps like this, usually the divergence is not strong enough to get you back above, you know. Not happening, right? We need to make a bigger pattern too. And that's what's happening. We're at play here to come down so we can make a big falling wedge. So, and again, look for the 4-hour 200 SMA. That's going to be your grace. You know, I know I'm not going to be here every step of the way. So when I step away and you're without me, you're looking for the 4-hour 200 SMA. Once you hit that, price action usually bounces, finds its way. And then if you close a candle below it, look for more downside. Look for more downside. If you stay above it and get a bounce, look for the top of the channel. And if it bounces at the bottom of the channel with it, yeah, look for the top of the channel. and look for that reversal back up to the top of the falling wedge. All right. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Thank you so much, each and every one of you. Thank you to all the channel sponsors, I Trust Capital, Bing X, and jump into Mexi today. Jump into the trading group. You know, links all in the comment section right there. You can check them out. All right. Everyone, we love you. We appreciate you. And, you know, you only live once. So I'm here every day because I love you. And I love my mom. And I'm not going to, you know, ever, I'm not going to disappoint my family. They're still there looking down on me. I still feel them and I'm still connected. So I love you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you tomorrow, bright and early, 10 a.m. for another beautiful week. And we're going to nail it again. Remember, this trading group survived. We went from 69K down to 15K. We can get through any single time, but just be prepared. It's been an amazing few weeks. Prices have pumped a lot. Make sure you take some profits. Pay yourself. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. But I love you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for everything. You can, you will. You are the best. Believe in yourself. Nobody else is going to believe in yourself like you will. You know, I can believe in you, but if you don't, there's nothing I can do, right? Think about it. Millions of people can believe in you, but if you don't believe in yourself, it does not matter. You are the opportunity. You must create the opportunity for yourself every single day. You can't let anything get in the way. There's no excuse. It's you and the world and your dreams. There's nothing else. If there's anything else in between that, you're just not focused and disciplined. I love you. Have a good night. Be safe.